Hi everyone, we are Group 1 and 12, and in this video, we'll be sharing our experiences throughout the semester and our first encounter with servomotors, LCDs, and ultrasonic sensors, which are the three main components we worked with during our second semester of robotics. First, the servomotor. Compared to a regular DC motor, a servomotor doesn't spin non-stop. It moves to specific angles. This component allows us to create machines with precise and controlled movements. Next is the LCD display. Think of it as an upgraded 7-segment display. It can display data in the forms of characters, and you can also add simple effects to them. It's mainly used to show real-time changes in a circuit, like if a hidden servomotor inside your build has moved or not. Then there's the ultrasonic sensor. This component measures distance by sending out sound waves and waiting for them to bounce back. Using the time it takes for the sound to return, the system calculates how far an object is. However, it can only measure up to a 30-degree angle, and it has an effective range of 2 to 400 centimeters. So detecting anything more than 400 or less than 2 centimeters might be inaccurate. In this part, we'll be showing a project that uses these three components, and we'll be explaining how they work together. This project is a mini parking system that uses the three main components. It uses an ultrasonic sensor to detect if a car is approaching or has passed through the gate. The sensor sends signals to control the servomotor, which raises or lowers the gate accordingly. An LCD is also used to display the status of the system and any changes that occur. Fun fact, this concept is used all around the world in systems like automatic faucets, elevator doors, motion-activated lights, and security systems. While these use different mechanisms and more advanced components, they use the same basic principle of detecting input, processing information, and triggering an automatic response. Some common implementations of this system can be found in machines such as cash registers and vending machines. Both systems use buttons to input the price of an item or to select a beverage. They also have LCD displays to show the total price of the items or the cost of the selected beverage. Additionally, they use a motor mechanism that pushes open the money compartment or dispenses the beverage from the machine. Here we'll be sharing the main problems we encountered during our activities and how we fixed them, so that if you ever run into the same problems, you can use this as a reference for a quick fix. If you've double-checked, triple-checked your code and still can't find any errors, but your project still refuses to work, try using other components. Problems don't always come from the code. Sometimes the hardware itself could be the issue. Another annoying problem we encountered often was during our code uploads. Sometimes the PC would suddenly stop recognizing the cable connected to the Arduino. When this happens, make sure your wires are properly connected and plugged into the correct pins. Another problem we tend to encounter is not copying the whole code. When copying the code from the modules, you might accidentally miss some parts, which can lead to code errors. To avoid this, make sure to double check that you have copied the entire code. You can also use the built-in code checker in the Arduino software to identify the problem so that you can learn how to manually fix them in the future. Now, we'll discuss the most common problems beginners tend to encounter when using the three modules. Problems you might encounter with servo motors. When using servo motors, beginners often notice that the motor jitters or moves erratically instead of going to the correct angle they want. Sometimes it doesn't move at all because it's not getting enough power, or it moves in the wrong direction due to incorrect values in the code. Servos can also overheat if left running continuously for too long, ruining the cog mechanism that allows it to move. Problems you might encounter with LCDs. A common problem is the screen staying blank or showing random characters, which usually happens because of bad wiring or using the wrong I2C address. Other times, the display may only show the characters partially, which is also caused by bad wiring and when using the wrong I2C address. Problems you might encounter with ultrasonic sensors. Ultrasonic sensors can be tricky for beginners. They may give off a reading of 0, large number, or a random value if the wiring is wrong or if the object is out of the effective range. The sensor can also give inaccurate readings on soft or angled surfaces or even detect object that's behind it or beside it due to the sound bouncing off the wrong way. Here we'll be giving you some tips from our personal experience on robotics too. During our robotics activities, we didn't encounter many problems compared to the other groups. We found that taking notes during discussion and doing our own research made our work much easier and helped us to learn useful information that isn't always included in the manuals. We encourage you to try the same approach for a smoother experience. We also made sure to read the manuals carefully, as skipping straight to the code and circuit diagrams makes it hard to understand how to make the components function, and it also can cause problems during exams, activities, or projects where the manuals aren't available. Teamwork was a key part of our robotic activities. We made sure that each member of our team contributed actively, and we also divided the tasks like coding and wiring to lessen the workload. We all made an effort to learn every part of the lesson. This made it so that if one of us ran into a problem, any one of our members could step in and help. Learning multiple skills also made us more flexible and better prepared for unexpected challenges, and we highly encourage you to take the same approach. The best advice we can give is not to be afraid of trial and error. You're guaranteed to face problems here and there. If things won't work out on the first try, that's perfectly fine. Just make sure to enjoy the process while figuring things out with your group. And as you move forward, expect more complex projects and tougher challenges. The lessons and experience you'll learn will help you handle the future activities with more confidence and less frustration.